it up. Now hitting on the performance side of things, the OnePlus 8 had that Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, an octa-core CPU, an Adreno 650 GPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on that base model, and 12 gigs of RAM on that top tier model, where the OnePlus 8 Pro has almost exactly the same exact specs as the OnePlus 8. You have that same Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset, that octa-core CPU, same Adreno 650 GPU, and the same RAM models for the same storage models. So 8 gigs of RAM for that base model, and 12 gigs of RAM on that top tier model. And like I stated before, I think that's a good thing, when there's really hasn't been crazy improvements. I mean, maybe next year they'll add like 10 gigs of RAM or something on the base model. But I think when it comes down to these two devices, you're not going to pick up one phone over the other when it comes down to the performance aspect. Like, yeah, the OnePlus 8T may be, or maybe even feel a little bit faster because it does have that 120Hz refresh rate. So I think that in and of itself is a pretty big asset for it. But when you have a phone like the OnePlus 8, that just came out like 6 months ago. Obviously, it's not old or anything like that, but it's a good performing phone. And even side by side, if you're going to use one phone over the other one, you're 100% not going to feel like one is the fastest phone in the world and the other one is the slowest phone. When I was using my OnePlus 8, I felt like that phone was one of the fastest phones I had ever used. It was really one of the fastest phones, that it was just so smooth and so flawless and everything like that. And with the OnePlus 8T, it's more or less the same. It still feels like an extremely faster phone. It honestly even feels faster than my Galaxy S20. And when I do my Galaxy S20 comparison, I'll have to test those out. But it feels like an extremely fast phone. I really don't have any problems with it, if I'm being completely honest. And if you're going from a OnePlus 8 to the OnePlus 8T, I don't really think you're going to see that big of a jump in performance. I think you're going to see the biggest jump when it comes down to that increase in refresh rate. And you'll just get the feeling that it's faster. Even though, like I said before, 60 to 90 is more than 90 to 120 in my opinion. Obviously 60 to 120 is a big jump. So that's definitely going to be a humongous thing for sure. For those of you who have like a OnePlus 7 or something like that, you're going to a OnePlus 8T. But I think the performance side of things, the OnePlus 8T is going to be the faster one, I guess, because it has to be. It's the newer one. But I think the OnePlus 8 is like 95% of the same speed as the OnePlus 8T. So in terms of performance, that pretty much covers it up. Now,